What's up, guys? How you doing? So today I would like to teach you about web development, basically website design. And in this course, we'll be going through HTML and CSS. Permits me to use some of those terms at the beginning like this. I know since after the pandemic, a lot of guys have been trying to get into IT and wanting and trying to look for a very simple way to start. I have a lot of friends around me that have been wanting me to do take them these, and I will just want to take these as an opportunity to get to as much as people I can, and I can teach and help to get started. The web designing, it's a very broad part of IT, and I will not scare you away, but it's a very it's one of the simplest that you can start with. Though there are a lot of advanced part of it, but I can assure you that by the end of this course, you will be able to build a very simple or maybe a middle level website, and from there you should be able to grow into what you actually want to achieve. So before we dive into the course, I would like to tell you what you'll be needing for this course. So you will need two softwares on your laptop or on your desktop computer, whichever one that you're using. So the first one is, I want to believe that most of us will definitely have that right now, and it's Google Chrome. Google Chrome. It's a browser that you usually you see. You must have seen it on your phone, on your laptop, or any browser that you have. But just for us to be able to have the same view at our hand, and we can easily use the same functionalities on the browser. So while I'm testing some things out, and you can do the same thing from your hand. So I'll prefer that we have these two softwares. And the second one is Visual Studio Code. It is very, very different from Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is like the bigger part, and there is a very light one for Visual Studio Code. It's just a code editor, not an IDE like a Visual Studio Code. So please, I said that earlier, you permit me to be using sometimes, but I will try as much as possible to bring these into, bring it so low to beginner's level. So these two softwares, the first one is a browser that we can easily use to test our code. Like when we build a simple web page, we will use the Chrome to test it out and how it will look to other people when they access our website with their own browser or their own phone or laptop. And the Visual Studio Code is the application we'll be using to write the code. I will show you the two softwares after you have installed them. So this first one here, sorry, I'm using the black theme, the dark theme on Mac. This is Visual Studio Code. When you after installing it, you're going to see something that's similar to this view. You might not have this recent session, the recent applications or folders that you have opened. Yeah, this is just some of the applications that I've worked with recently, and but I can assure that you will see this start part and the walkthrough, right? So feel free to just navigate through the application after installing it. And so maybe at this stage you can pause this video and you can install the two applications. So this is just a Chrome where you can easily type any website. For instance, I want to go to Netflix, or I want to go to whatever. I want to go to Google search. Yeah, and I have to tell you this: if you are already a professional or a mid-level developer, this video is actually not for you, because I will be handling this as if you don't have any previous knowledge about web development. So it will be better. Yeah. So, but if you still want to tag along, you are really welcome to do so. So, getting back to the manual. So I will drop this manual. I will have the link below in the comments. So in case you also want to download the document I'm using for this course and go through it later as well. So in this, I will run through the manual faster, and we will start in. This is just going to be an introductory video where I just explain what we're going to be going through. I will skip through the manual one after another quickly, and in the next video we will discuss them in detail. So here, what we'll be learning about HTML first before we will proceed to CSS. So what is HTML? It's just a hypertext markup language. It is used to build web pages, and every website that you will see, and if you try to check the source code, I'll show you how to do all those things. You will see that in the source code, the entire source code is made up of tags. Yeah, and in tags, we use tags to build a web page in HTML. So the collection of all these things is what we refer to as HTML, hypertext markup language. That is the language that you use to build a web page for a browser to understand it and show it to your viewers. And in HTML, we make use of tags, like I said. So everything that you see in HTML are all tags, apart from the content of a tag. And in HTML, we have only two types of tags. We have the paired tags and we have the unpaired tag. I will discuss this in detail. I just want us to just flip through all these faster and to see how what we are going to be dealing with at the end of the day. So I mentioned that there are paired tags and the unpaired one. Just see the paired tag as a tag that has a tag like a container that can house another tag inside itself. A tag as a container that can house another, that can take in another tag within itself. Look at these circles here, for instance. See the green line as a big tag that can house two other circles, which is the red circle and the green circle. So that is paired tag. And in the other one, unpaired tag, is a tag that cannot take anything inside. It is just the way it is. And here, we are representing those type of tags with a straight line. There's nothing you want to put inside a straight line, but you can put something in circles. You can put something in triangle, but we just like the course, just want us to deal with circles and zeros, all those things. So let's just deal with the straight lines and the circles. But with time, you'll see how all these things can be used to build a web page. For the unpaired tags, there are only 4 types of unpaired tags in the entire HTML that I've seen so far. But well, maybe there might be some other tags in the future. But right now, and of all what I've seen with almost 2 decades of experience in web designing, I have not seen more than these 2 tags for unpaired tags. And you can see the way it is written is very different. So it looks like, okay, this guy is stingy, is not ready to give another space for any other thing. But unlike the paired tag, you can see it has the left side part of it, and it also has the right side part of it. So sometimes it is called two-way tag. You have the opening tag and the closing tag of it. That is a paired tag. But if you look at the structure here, because this red part and the closing part of it, the opening part of it, and the opening part of it has like a space inside them, you can put any other thing inside, any other tag or content. Either it's a text or another tag, you can put that inside here as well. So you can see we use the circle to denote the paired tag, and we use a straight line to denote the unpaired tag. And you can see here there is no 2 sides to this one. It is just one side, and you have to just take it like that. Yeah. So, and after that, we'll also talk about attributes. Attributes, for instance, A better way to let you understand is, let's say there are three cups on the table. There are three cups on the table where you have, um, okay, you have three cups on the table, and they have different color. If someone asks you what are those things on the table, you can easily say they are cups. But when they say, okay, which position is the blue color, you can say, okay, number two. Which position is the red color, red cup? Then you can easily know. So those color are the attributes of those cup. Color are the attribute of each of those cups that you have, even though they are all cups. But you can say, okay, the height of one is tall, the height of the other one is small. Those are the attributes, and the same thing goes to any elements in HTML. They can also have different attributes. You can have, let me just give a simple example. Let's say you had an input box, or you had something on the HTML. You had an HTML tag. You can add a color attribute. You can add a color attribute of red to it. Like, okay, I want this to show it in red, or I want this to show in blue. So we use attributes to add more characteristics rather, to a particular element in HTML. And one of those things that you also have to keep in mind in HTML is you also have to deal with tons of like different type of files. You can deal with an HTML file, which is the one that will be holding all our HTML code. You can have a JavaScript file that will be something that will be acting like the brain part of your web page. So that is what is making some decision based on some events for you. So because the ordinary HTML tag are just to present something, present a visual on a browser. But the JavaScript part can also enhance that and add more logic to your web page and make it more fun. And you have so with that, you sometimes you also want to organize your files very well. For instance, you have a project called Zero, just like this project, we will call it Dev from Zero. So from this project, you have so from this project, you can say, okay, I want to have an home page where people will, I will tell them, welcome to my website. This is what this website is all about. And you don't want to like bombard them with a lot of information. Then you want that page to just be one page. And you want to create another a page called product page. You want to tell them, okay, this is what we are selling. This is what you can buy on this website. This is what you can do. And you want to have another page where you can say, okay, in case you have any feedback for me, please use this form and to reach out to me. So let's say a contact us page. So all these things in our project, we can easily create a folder for our project, right? I want to believe you know files and folder, how to use mouse and all this simple stuff, right? And except if you think some of all these terms are still all familiar, kind of, I will advise that you take a simple course on how on use of computer, not a web designing or something, because I guess that would be a kind of too tough for you. So it will be better you take a step, you pause on this video, try and watch a video that will tell you how to create folder, how to create a file, how to like some word processing simple things. Yeah, so I think that. So with that, you can easily also that aside. So talking about planning your project, let's say you are planning any project, at least you should try and keep all your work in a main folder that can be called your project folder. So that is what this looks like here. Let's say we've created a folder called Zero, and inside it we have a file for index. So index in web development, usually like the first file to access, right? But in this case, this is an HTML class, and in this case, it will be an HTML index.html. So we'll get to that shortly, and I'll just want to run through. And before we get into HTML, and CSS properly. So after we have been able to structure our folders, our folder and our files, creating different HTML files, and maybe we can also have a separate folder inside the project folder that will be holding all our pictures, all the pictures that we want to use for our project, and we can easily reference from them, from all these HTML files, right? And the style can be for where you keep all your styling scripts, your CSS files, right? Don't worry, in some of the in next videos we'll be getting to CSS and you will understand them more. And this script, this is where you keep the logic for our project. I don't want to start showing you code or doing all those things now, but at least let's have a simple understanding of what we're going to be getting into and how I believe if we have a first run on this document, and by the time we're coming back to it, it will be like a double level of knowledge to you. So yeah, so here we'll talk about HTML, how to build an HTML boilerplate, and this is what the structure will look like. You can see I've been trying to convert these circles into code here, and that has been helping us. We'll talk about how you can keep these circles in your mind, and it can easily help you to form a simple HTML boilerplate code and a sample code. Let me just call it just the beginning part of your code, and you can build into it beyond. And later we'll be talking about different type of tags in HTML that we can use to build a web page. And after that we'll move on to CSS. CSS means cascaded style sheets. So this is what is being used to add more beautiful colors, effects, visual effects to our web page. And so in there we break down the type of selectors in CSS and the different types and how to use them. And we will, at the end of it, we'll play with some simple animations with CSS and how to make some elements move on the page, how to make them disappear, and all those things, and we'll do. And after that, then we'll get into the project for this course. And the project looks like this. So this is how the project looks like. So we will be able to build, we will start this project from the beginning and we will end it. Believe me, I've not even designed this application, this web page before. We will start afresh together. We will run into every problem together, and I will assure you that we will fix every problem that will come across. So please don't be scared, and we will get to it. And so there are two pages. We have this home page, the landing page in our project, and the second page is the contact us page. This is where we'll build a form, and we're not going to submit it anyway, but at least let's build this beautiful two pages and let's see how we can learn more from them as well. So this looks like a video playing website where you can pick a video and you can watch, right? So we will learn about how to structure, how to lay out a web page, and how to make some of your code reusable, or how you can easily plan it so it can be reusable in on another page. So this is how the whole thing will go. At the beginning, let's go back. Yeah, this is where we started from, and I can assure you that you will love it at the end of the this course. Thank you so much for paying attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.